All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another stream. We're back talking Chelsea. I got my bad boy Ishan here. The live chat is already buzzing. We've got quite a few people already logged on, which is fantastic to see. And I will do a shout out to you guys. But before we do all of that, first of all, Ishan, how you doing?
I'm good, Miz. I'm good. Looking forward to the next Premier League week. Also, we cannot neglect the fact that there are lots of transfer things going on at the back doors, so we need to talk about that.
100%. So many things still to talk about. I'm so excited that the Premier League season's already kicked off, and we can always look forward to a particular game coming forward. Obviously, Champions League will start around the corner as well. That's going to be exciting. But then the transfer season hasn't ended yet. So there's the whole excitement with that as well, which is very, very good. So many things to talk about today, live chat. I can already see quite a few comments in the live chat. I want to do a shout out to you guys as well. By the way, I'll first shout out to Bonolo. I put out a post in the community section when I hit 7,000 subscribers that I was going to give away a shirt. Bonolo is the one that won that shirt. So we will organize that delivery very, very soon for Bonolo. Bonolo, honestly, thank you so much for that lovely comment that you gave. And I can't wait to buy you that Chelsea shirt. Apparently, Bonolo has never owned a Chelsea shirt, and he's always dreamt of wearing one and watching the match with a Chelsea shirt. So, I can't wait to be able to do that for you, Bonolo. Honestly, that's a fantastic story. But yeah, as I go through the live chat, Yusuf, my man, thank you so much as always joining. Brent Smith, thank you, my man, for always being here. Declared, what's the app? Yes, just quickly in regards to the app, and I will remind the live chat throughout this particular stream. I've teamed up with Tenor app. So Tenor app, I'll do a video later on. I've downloaded the app. Basically what it is it's a free app, number one. So it's not gambling or anything like that. Gambling is generally you're wagering your money and then you're looking to make money out of that. Here, it's a free app to download, free to play as well. It's totally a sports app where you can select a plethora of games. So there's all sorts of matches that happens throughout the week. You've got your Premier League, Championship, La Liga, the lot, everything. So you can literally select any game, and then there's questionnaires. And if you get those questions correctly right, so those questions could be how many goals are there going to be in the match, or how many corners are there going to be in the match, or how many goals is this particular player going to. So it's literally a set of questions on each match, and each of these matches have a pool prize. And if you get them all right, you win yourself some cash. It's as simple as that. Free to play, and you can win cash prizes without wagering any money. So that's what the app is about. And the link to download that app is in the description right now. So go out there and get yourself that app, and hopefully you win some cash prizes. And when you do, let me know as well. When the live chat happens, just say, hey, Miz, I got XYZ right and I won some money, which would be a fantastic thing for each and every one of you guys. And as I said, I will remind you guys more about this. Sudazan is here. We've got, who else do we have? We've got Fred Bonolo, as I said, is here as well. We've got Victor, my man. Thank you so much for joining. Elroy, Shubhajyoti, Roy, my man. Rithik is here as well. Fahim, Aka, Frederick. This is brilliant. Action, Kaman. So good. We've nearly got 60 people live. Guys, first of all, before we start our show, as I said, we've got a lot of things to talk about. Ishan's here as well. Smash the like button, get the likes up to straight away to 60. Get those likes up to 60. Pratik is here. Sorry, my man, Pratik, I missed you. Get those likes up to 60 straight away. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. I can't stress how much the likes and the subscription are directly correlated to the growth of the channel. So you guys have been always supportive to me. So keep supporting so we grow together. The race to 8,000 subscribers is on. And check out Ishan and his socials in the description as well. All right, Ishan, let's get into this conversation, my man. So first up is Trevor Chalobah. Now, there's a lot of discussion that's happening around Trevor Chalobah at the moment. Obviously, Ishan, he's put on some fine performances, very strong preseason, as we've already said, very strong against Villarreal, probably man of the match over there. Very, very strong against Crystal Palace, scores his first Chelsea goal, an absolute screamer, long range belter, quite possibly man of the match there as well. I think he did win the man of the match. However, Ishan, here's a bit of news. The delay negotiation. So we will talk about Kounde as well. We've got some update on Kounde. But yeah, the delay negotiations over Kounde has created a chance for Trevor Chalobah, as we all know. Tuchel was impressed with him in preseason and could start him again against Arsenal. So he's probably destined to start one more time. However, could still leave on loan this month. This is from Jacob Steinberg, who's a very well-esteemed journalist out there. I mean, Ishan, I'll give you my opinion soon, but I want to hear from you first up, and the live chat as well. I want to hear from you what you have to say about this. I will be very shocked, Ishan, if this guy goes on a loan now. I mean, one, it'll be so disheartening after you perform like that and you still get loaned out. I mean, can you imagine all the other academy players that are lined up to, in the future, if they ever have a chance, and they see that, oh my God, if this guy performs man of the match performances and still gets loaned out, what chances do we have? So what's your thoughts about this?
No, 100%, and not just about the first performance. It's about the carrying on that momentum of the series of good performance that he had in the whole preseason. He's had some very, very good games, strong games. He actually filled up the boots that actually Thiago Silva or a Christensen would have made an impact on that back three, and Chalobah did really, really well to actually make his mark on that. The thing here is now it's a very, very tricky and confusing situation talking about Kounde and Trevor Chalobah. I think so. I believe that it's the thing which you said is actually spot on, that it's so difficult to decide on Chalobah's future now, because you wouldn't want to let him go after his desire to play for this club specifically, and the whole ambition and the whole performance that he laid in the first game in the Super Cup and also in the preseason. It's so difficult to say that he should go out on a loan. But the thing here is, even before the start of the season, maybe, or even before when Chalobah started playing for us, maybe we had the Kounde deal to a state where it is like almost done. The personal terms were agreed. It was just about Chelsea having the club negotiation to do the deal, to get the deal done. So that's the thing, Miss. I mean, even if Chalobah performs so good now, maybe the Kounde negotiation is way up front, where it's difficult to cancel out from there. Even if Chelsea does, I don't think so the Kounde deal should be cancelled. It should be happening, because that is a long term and a permanent signing for us. It'll be good for maybe 5-6 years on the trot after this, having on the fact that Thiago Silva will be leaving in the next season. So definitely would need a Kounde. Also, Antonio Rudiger's situation is not crystal clear as of now. He's not signed a new contract, so you never know. We should have a backup. But the thing here with Chalobah is, I absolutely agree. I mean, it'll be so disheartening to let him go off on a loan. But miss, the scene here is, if Chelsea are signifying that Chalobah has to go out on a loan, that means Kounde deal is almost done, maybe in the back doors, right? The next thing is regarding Zouma. Zouma is a big factor in this whole deal. Maybe Zouma does not want to leave. Maybe he does not. Maybe he's staying, and I mean, maybe he just does not want to go anywhere. Maybe he wants this whole year to play with Chelsea, and maybe that's the reason why Chalobah needs to go, and that would make perfectly sense. If Zouma stays, then that, and then even if Kounde arrives, that does not make any sense if Chalobah stays. I mean, regardless, the game times gets diminished. Doesn't matter how many matches we play this season. Doesn't matter how many competitions we play this season. So many centre backs. What are we going to do? I mean, put it on a wholesale in a market? Absolutely not. We have to use them, and they are a good world class centre backs. So yeah, I think so. Kounde and Chalobah. Kounde definitely, if he comes, then you understand, right? It would be again a good big money signing, and he has to perform. He has to be featured. He cannot be just come here and be a bench warmer. He has to feature.
I mean, it'll be a big money move. Like, there's a lot of money that we're paying for Kounde. Now it's going to be clean cash, so probably no players involved. You're looking at about 60 million euros.
Exactly. Also Zouma, man. I mean, even that guy deserves some game time. That the amount of effort that he puts in his training and also in the matches that he plays. Yes, he has some flaws here and there, but then the skill sets that Zouma has, the aerial abilities, the sliding tackles that he makes, it's absolutely beautiful to see. And yes, Zuma's future needs to be decided first before deciding Chalobah's future. That's what I reckon, because you cannot have all these centre backs. I know that there are 3 places for it, but specifically you're considering Rudiger position to be cemented, and Christensen and Silva is already there. You'll have a Kounde, Chalobah, and Zouma. I mean, even Aspilicueta or Reece James would try to have a go at that right centre back position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes another option there. I mean, the next coming days are so important regarding this angle, because I think so this really needs to be sorted, because this is very important in terms of players' mentality as well. They'll sell down once they know what's happening. So yeah, this is getting tricky, and it's very important to get solved as soon as possible.
This is how I look at it, Ishan, right? Let's logically break this down. Live chat, let's logically break this down. And I've also got a poll out, live chat. Participate in the poll that I've got out. If you were to, I think my poll question was, if you could only have one, then who you keeping? So I've got Zouma, Kounde, and Chalobah, obviously. Looks like, wow, Kounde and Chalobah, Kounde winning at the moment, wow, after 71 votes. So yeah, do participate in that. All right, Ishan and the live chat. I want to logically break this down. First of all, we can all agree Trevor Chalobah has had an amazing preseason and has amazing 2 games for Chelsea, competitive 2 games for Chelsea, where he ended up being man of the match, to be honest. He's now lined up to play against Arsenal because he deserves to play. You deserve to start when you've put on those sort of performances, scored a goal as well. Jules Kunde is someone who looks like we've already done some background, as Ishan was saying, some sort of background deal way before all of this Chalobah stuff was happening. So I think there's a personal agreement that's already been agreed on. Jules Kunde was buzzing to join. And don't forget, Jules Kunde is tipped as one of the best La Liga defenders. Not like your top 5, top 10 or anything like that. One of the best La Liga defenders out there, where he was touted to join Real Madrid. Once Real Madrid lost Ramos and Varane, they were looking at Kounde. It's just, for some reason, it never materialized. And Kounde was very much keen towards Chelsea. And Kounde's stats and the way he plays fits exactly what Thomas Tuchel wants. He's got that ability to drive forward, carry the ball, dribbling ability. He's not someone who's going to be shy from that right side. He's going to take defenders on at times and really break things open in midfield, and has the ability to have the long range shots as well. And then when you consider that, I've seen live chat say, when you consider where Thiago Silva's future next season may be up in the air, whether he stays or not, he is getting older as the years go on. Aspilicueta is another one. So you do want to secure someone in that regards and have Kounde, okay? Then you also have a triangle with Zouma. Zouma, we can see the news, and I'm going to bring up the tweet very, very soon. The whole Kounde situation is very much linked with Zouma as well, that if Zouma doesn't decide to leave, as Ishan said, then we can't have all of these players. So it's very important that Zouma finds a home. And at the same time, you can say, well, is Zouma a really bad player? I know he's not fancied by Thomas Tuchel, but it's not like Zuma's a very bad player either. And Zouma may not agree on other deals as well. He may say, I want to still stick around at Chelsea. So there's that issue. You can't just force Zouma out because he's still got the contract with Chelsea, right? I mean, I'm sure he would want to leave and get game time, but he could also possibly stick around. So now we have Rudiger, we've got Christensen, we've got Thiago Silva, we've got Azpilicueta who can play RCB and right wing. We've seen him now play right wing. Don't forget Reece James, who was playing RCB quite a bit last season, but can also play right wing. So that's 5 already. Then you got Chalobah, who can play as a right centre back. So that's 6. Then you've got Kounde and Zouma. That's 8 players. 8 players. And then throw in Callum Hudson-Odoi, who could possibly play as a right wing back as well at times. So something's got to give. Do you know what I mean? So let's say, for argument's sake, Ishan, we keep Chalobah. And we also add Kounde. And let's say, who's the starter? Who would be the starter, right, CB? Like, is it going to be Kounde that you buy someone for 60 million euros? Or is it going to be Chalobah that you've brought up from the academy and who's been doing well? Is it going to be Reece James, who's been very, very good last season? Or is it going to be Azpilicueta, who's the club captain?
Yeah.
So there's 4 candidates for RCB. Now, if you want to look at the right wing back, you've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, Reece James, Azpilicueta, who's still playing, and perhaps Kounde as well. So 4 options there too. So 1, Zouma has to go, and 2, there will still be players that are going to get hurt. There will still be players that are not going to get game time. So I know we have a lot of games, but you look at what's happening already. Villarreal, Crystal Palace, and looks like Arsenal lined up for Chalobah. So already you know that Reece James or Azpilicueta, someone's going to get hurt. And we've already seen Callum Hudson-Odoi getting hurt for the Palace game. He didn't make it. So I want to hear from you, Ishan. Who's going to be sacrificed? Your word, the word that you love saying, sacrifice.
That's what I was expecting. Sacrifice. The sacrifice is coming. The thing is, just like you said, it's exact. But then again, a dilemma comes here. You know, we're now in the same position regarding to the dilemma that exactly we have with our front three. There are so many options, and then yet just few places to fill in the gaps. And same goes with the center back. My question and my doubt is, and here's a big doubt, and Miz, try to focus upon this doubt, is does this signing, if Chalobah's staying, right, and if Thomas Tuchel gives a big uplift to Chalobah and he makes it to the constant first playing 11 team, fine. Does this give any signification on the fact that Rudiger might not sign a new contract? Is that a possibility? Because I see it that might be a possibility. There has to be a possibility that either one of Zouma, Rudiger, or Christensen won't be featuring for the future. That's why maybe we're buying a Kounde and having Chalobah behind us. If Chalobah does not go out for a loan, and maybe he shouldn't, if that's the case, then maybe these are the guys who get sacrificed. For a long-term basis, Miz, even you know that Thomas Tuchel would want his back three to be absolutely stable, right? Not much. Yes, there are many games that you'd say you'd want a rotation, and there will be games like in FA Cups and Carabao Cups where you'll see the other lads who does not get the maximum amount of gaming time feature there. But the thing is, you'd want your long-term as the frequent starters be very, very basic and rigid, and no more rotations in there. So you already have a Rudiger there. If he signs a new contract, well and good, he stays there. So in the center back position, I think so there has to be Thiago Silva rotating with Andres Christensen, if I'm not wrong, and that's exactly the right center back position which is open, just like you explained very well.
Hmm.
So I mean, there are many players like Chalobah, Zouma, and then we've got Kounde. If there is, we've got Reece James or an Aspie who can play there. I was thinking at the beginning of the season that Reece James would be the one who would actually cement his position in that right centre back
Yeah.
position,
Yeah.
and would have the likes of either of, well, that time we thought that Hakimi would be the one who would play in
Yeah.
the right center right wing back position, but that did not happen. So we thought, now fine, Callum Hudson-Odoi will be the guy who will develop
Yeah.
himself and become that right wing back. But now we're having a Kounde, we're having a Chalobah who's ripping things apart left, right, and center. It's a
Yeah.
whole selection dilemma. But for me, the whole thing is, okay, let's consider the fact that Rudiger signs a new contract, and very well he should. He's one of the world's best defender right now by any margin.
Yeah.
Second, I think so. There has to be, you cannot play Thiago Silva each and every week. I think so. There has to be
Yeah.
rotations there, and Andre Christensen would be the majority part of that center back. But then we
Yep.
can expect the fact that Thiago Silva should be featuring in the big games. Next, in the right centre back position, I would give it to a Kounde, because I feel that, if, like you said, if it's a big money signing, a 60 or a 50 million pound
You're not
signing,
going to bench them.
you
You're not
have,
going to bench him.
yeah, you're never gonna bench them, and you have to. And it's not about just money, miss. It's about the abilities that this guy possesses.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah. Yeah.
characteristic this guy possesses. It's impeccable. I mean, many managers would dream to have a Kounde in his squad, because that guy is so versatile and so powerful at the back. So definitely, I would want Kounde to start majority of the games. Also knowing the fact that there would be rotations, so you would have a Chalobah in there. That makes me the fact that Zouma has to go. It is Zouma who gets the sacrifice, because there's no way I can see. Because you look at the guys who still staying, even with that scenario that I just explained, you look at the bench, you can see Aspilicueta waiting for a chance. There, you could probably have
Exactly.
Reece
Even
James
if
and
you take
Hudson-Odoi
Zuma
fighting for
out,
the chance. Yeah.
Ishan, even if you take a Zuma out, you are still stuck with a lot. Look, Ishan, and the live chat as well, I've seen a few people comment on this. Yes, we do need depth. You do need depth. But I feel like there's too much depth at the moment where certain players will not get to play enough. And that could pose a bit of an issue. And that's why I see these news coming out from Jacob Steinberg saying that Chalobah could still be going out for a loan, because next season, Ishan, you could possibly have Thiago Silva and Aspilicueta gone. So if we get rid of Zouma this season, and then next season Thiago Silva and Aspi goes, then you can have everyone sort of accommodated. But this season, it seems to be a bit of a congestion.
Yeah.
And as you've already mentioned, Isha, I would hate it if Chalobah is not there. But at the same time, how can you let go of a good opportunity like Kounde? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for next season, I think so. Next season, Thiago Silva is definitely leaving. This is last season, and the number of centre backs that we're getting linked to, it's quite clear that we are trying to make a good solid backup for Thiago Silva. We know the fact that we've got Andres Christensen in the bench, who's definitely in the purple patch of his life, and he's playing really, really well, and he's already improved so much to be in the starting 11. Fine, but we still need a backup, and we need a good, strong bench strength. Yes, we are doing that, but again, I think so. Kounde deal makes total sense. But knowing the fact that it's just the clash between these three guys right now, miss. It's Zouma, Kounde, and Chalobah. And then Chalobah, we didn't even imagine Chalobah to be this good, right? That he'd come in the conversation, and we would start arguing the fact that is it Kounde or Chalobah. We didn't knew that before the preseason. It was just get Kounde. Zouma might be out. Let's get Kounde. He'll play the right centre back for the most of the games. That was our perception. But now, out of nowhere, Chalobah pops up and said, "Hello, listen, I am here, and I'll give my 100% commitment. You cannot get me out." So that's the thing. I think so. It's just the clash between Zouma, Chalobah, and Jules Kunde. And if Jules Kunde comes, I think so. Zouma has to go. I'm not seeing any sort of game time that Zouma would get. Also Zouma, is not a guy who would be a bench warmer. I don't think so. It's good for Zouma to be a bench warmer or be a rotational guy. I always see Zouma as one of the starters for any team that he plays, even if he goes out on loan or any transfer. I always see Zouma as a continuous. I remember the time when Lampard had that, in his managerial career in Chelsea, he had that 16 to 17 continuous, unbeaten run, and Zouma and Thiago Silva were the constant two that he was playing for all those games throughout. And Zouma needs that momentum going. He needs to play continuous games to have that confidence in him back, and that's how I see Zouma. In any teams that he goes, he should be starting continuously. So in this scenario that we are facing in Chelsea Football Club's defense at this point of time, Zouma cannot get the constant game time that he deserves and that he should be getting. So for me, Zouma needs to leave. If Kounde comes, Zouma definitely needs to leave, and we can have a Chalobah as one of the guys who can rotate. As we know that Chalobah is very young, so he can also learn a lot from the other guys as well. So it won't be bad if Chalobah stays and learns for this season, knowing the fact that Thiago Silva will leave next season. Chalobah will get more gaming time than expected.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, right now, how you get rid of Chalobah, I have no idea. You simply cannot. This is the other story that's linking with the whole of this trio of Kounde, Zouma, Chalobah. Chelsea's interest in Jules Kunde remains strong, but they need to find a buyer for Kurt Zouma if they are to push ahead with their move for Kounde. This is once again from Jacob Steinberg. So yeah, as we've been saying, and as the live chat has been saying as well, that Zouma needs to go before Kounde comes in. And I've seen a few people also mention in the live chat that, there's nothing wrong with Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta playing less. Absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. But is it going to happen? That's the thing. We've already seen in the first game week, Azpilicueta preferred in the right wing-back position over Callum Hudson-Odoi. So I think Thomas Tuchel really values Azpilicueta's that captaincy figure. And also, let's be honest, Azpilicueta is a very, very good performer. So it's going to be very difficult to put him in the bench if he keeps performing well. It's one thing about saying that there's no issues in keeping someone like Aspi in the bench, but at the same time, if Aspi keeps performing well, how can you also bench him? And then the whole thing about Reece James, we all expected Reece James to get a lot of minutes. If we're playing, let's say, 65, 70 games, we expect Reece James to play at least 80% of that. Well, that was the expectation. So that would mean he would have to play. So you just cannot have Aspi, Reece James, Chalobah, Callum Hudson. You can't have everyone. You simply cannot have everyone. So that's where the dilemma comes into the place where, ultimately, are we okay with Chalobah playing less? Maybe Chalobah is fine, Ishan. Maybe Chalobah will be okay to play less time and still be happy to be in the team. Yeah. And then eventually next season, he then becomes a completely fully fledged, starting member. Right. And maybe that could be the idea that we may have. Also, this comment from Marvu: why not use Chalobah at midfield? Yes, you can. You possibly could, but once again, Chalobah won't be the top. He's definitely not going to be the top sort of selection in midfield. You've got Kante, as long as Kante is fit, obviously. You've got Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, and then depends if we do end up getting another midfielder, Ishan. If we get a midfielder, well then there goes Chalobah's opportunity to be a midfielder. Yeah. So yes, Chalobah can fill in, but
I don't think so, Miss. This is the right time for experimentation in the midfield. We need a proper defensive midfielder. Yeah. We've done enough experimentation, permutations, and combinations. We've all talked about this so many times that the double pivot position is so important in Thomas Tuchel's system, and we can't be experimenting that. It's not that he cannot play. It's just that it might take him a lot of time to learn in that position and fit in that double pivot, to understand the system that Thomas Tuchel needs to play in that double pivot position. Maybe that's why I think so. We're going out for a Tchouaméni who's so versatile, who can play a box to box, maybe be a register or be a proper holding midfielder. He can play all. So maybe we're going after so many, but adjusting, trying to adjust and just do a job in that defensive mid position does not make any sense at this point of time. And even if it does, then we've got three guys. But yes, we do need one, because we cannot play Kante every single game. He needs rest. But then yes, we I think so. When it comes to defensive mid, we should not be experimenting, because that's very, very important. And then we can we cannot have any sort of mistakes from that midfield position, because that really rips us team apart. Opens up a lot of spaces if any sort of mishaps happen in the midfield. So no experiments there. But one point more, miss, I'd like to touch upon regarding Aspi is that Aspi's. I mean, yes, he's getting a bit aged now, and if it was not his age, and if it was not his stamina, maybe I would have loved to see him in the right wing back position, because his decision making in that right flank is so good. And I'm a huge fan of that.
He's more eager to go forward, isn't he? He's more eager to attack
Yeah.
from the right wing back.
Yeah, and his crosses are so good. I mean, Azpilicueta's crosses are so underrated, and people do not recognize that. But I've seen Azpilicueta whip in some good amount of crosses and accurate crosses. We should not forget his combination play with Morata, when Morata, had some good headers to score some goals, which he did eventually for us. But then, yeah, I mean, Azpilicueta is good. I mean, not just that, when you put him in the right wing back position, he becomes that wing back position also becomes good stably. And also, whenever he runs forward, just like you said, he's so direct and attacking minded. When he's forward, he needs to have the ball in the box and create chances. Whenever he goes forward, you'll very few times there are when you'll see him, give a back pass. He very few times you'll see him that, but the most time he does that, he tries to make a cross, try to create a chances there, and if the crosses are blocked by defenders, you try to see him make a short horizontal pass so that he can create more spaces there. So that's why maybe Mason Mount and his combination play was so good to see against Crystal Palace. So that's what I said. I mean, Azpilicueta is good in that position, but yes, we should not doubt his work rate, but it's just the stamina and his age. It'll be interesting to see who Thomas Tuchel develops as a wing-back player for the whole season. If I had to make a guess, I mean, it's difficult, miss, but I don't actually see a Hudson-Odoi fit in there. I mean, if Kounde comes in, you know what I mean? That means that right centre-back position is occupied, and you would want to have Reece James there, to bring the whole defensive stability. Yes, if you have a Hudson-Odoi, no issues. You can have that, but I don't think so. Thomas Tuchel would do that. In the big games against Man City, Liverpool, that a right-hand side would be way too much vulnerable for those guys to attack in time and time again. And 1 out of 10 times at least they will get the trick to actually barge in and get a goal. So it is vulnerable.
Yeah, man, you put up a very good point, man. If we get Kounde, not only there's all this congestion in the defense, but I think that's the end of Callum Hudson-Odoi playing as a right wing back, because you will see either Reece James or Kounde or even sometimes Azpilicueta. So I'm not really sure when Callum Hudson-Odoi will ever get a chance in the right wing back position. And then that poses a question, well, is he going to get a chance up front? With Lukaku now playing up front, you only have 2 more other spots that you can utilize. And it may be Mason Mount and Kai Havertz mostly. Then you have Timo Werner. Then you have Christian Pulisic. Then you have Hakim Ziyech. Man, I like the depth, but there is a thing called too much depth. So that's probably what's happening. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the next topic, comment in the live chat right now. Who would be your starting back 3 and the right wing back? So 4 players, starting back 3 and the right wing back, if we were to keep Chalobah and also get Kounde. I want to see from the live chat, and I want to bring up some comments, because it's interesting to see what the fan base is thinking about this, which will be very, very good. Okay, we're going to go to the next topic, which is about Tammy Abraham. Obviously, is officially done to Roma. So we're just going to quickly talk about that news. But before we do that, nearly 200 live. First of all, few announcements. Smash the like button. Get the likes up to well over 150. If you're enjoying this show, you guys are here on a regular basis. So please smash the like button. Helps the channel out a lot, and it exposes it to far more fans out there. and it's directly correlated to the growth of the channel. You guys have always been a big supporter of the channel, so smash the like button, get the likes up to well over 150 straight away. And also, if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Third thing, I would like you guys to really do this if you support my channel, which you always have. Check out the pinned message where I talk about the fact that I've teamed up with the Tenor app. In order to download that app, the link is in the description right now for you. Literally just click on it and go and download. Basically what the app is about is it's completely free. There's no gambling associations on it. I would never ever promote gambling on my channel or any platform. Basically it's free to download and it's free to play. It's completely sports oriented, and all it is there's plethora of sports available there, and you just select one, and there's certain questions that you need to answer, but basically predicting, number of goals, how many corners, how many yellow cards, X, Y, Z. And if you get all of those questionnaires right for a particular game, there's a certain amount of cash prize pool that you could possibly win. So literally it's free to play and you could possibly win some money. And I would love to see if any of you guys win something and come to the live channel, let me know about it. So go out there and download that app. As I said, I've teamed up with them, and it's a fantastic way, spices up your whole situation of watching a game. It just gives you that extra bit of entertainment. So hopefully you guys can do that. Okay, next up, we want to talk about this, Ishan. We won't spend too much time on it. Obviously, we've known this news for a little while. Tammy Abraham to Roma, as you can see, is wearing the Roma jersey, is with Jose Mourinho. Looks a bit strange, Jose Mourinho with Tammy Abraham. Generally, Jose Mourinho has not been a massive fan favorite of the Chelsea academy or any academy, to be honest. But here he is with Tammy. I mean, it's done and dusted, Ishan. I wish him all the best. I want him to do really, really well at Roma. We've got that buyback clause as well. And I hope, Ishan, that he is going to progress towards that buyback. I hope he has it in his mind that I want to come back to Chelsea just the way Lukaku is come back to Chelsea. I hope he has that fire inside him that I want to be one of the best strikers in Italy and also be loved by the Roma crowd, by the Roma fans. And honestly, it'll be fantastic for Jose Mourinho. Hopefully Jose Mourinho does madness in Italian league, in the Serie A. And at the same time for Tammy Abraham, hope he does really well. And then one day, maybe he can return back. What do you think, man? Do you feel that should be his target?
No, 100%. I mean, Tammy looks happy and so does Jose Mourinho. And I think so. It is the best club that he could go as far as his development and progression is concerned, because he'll get the amount of gaming time that he deserves, and also Jose Mourinho, he'll have that sympathy towards him that he's a Chelsea guy and he's come from Chelsea, so he'll definitely have that sympathy, and it'll be a good learning graph for Tammy Abraham as well. Alongside Jose Mourinho, we all know that the way Jose Mourinho, bought Drogba in Chelsea and the way he used Drogba in Chelsea. Yes, we can all argue the fact that time is gone. Jose Mourinho is no more that. But the thing is, the learning curve for Tammy Abraham has to go up, and Jose Mourinho would make him learn things and make him do things, and he's a strict manager. We all know that. And Tammy Abraham, I hope so. He does need a strict manager like Jose Mourinho to learn things. And, there are lots of, areas where he needs to improve. And Jose Mourinho would be the perfect manager for him to make him those things learn. Talking about his buyback clause, that is quite interesting. And I was expecting that from Tammy's deal as well, because, I think so now Chelsea's had a good lesson on Lukaku's deal, the way Chelsea had to flush money. Listen, the players that we possess, I think so there are some special players. Even if you sell them, fine, for their own development, you need to, but you need to have a buyback clause in case something special develops, and you can still have the authority, to bring that player back on your club. So I think so that was a smart move. But yes, I think so, just like you said, Tammy Abraham needs to have that vision and mission that, okay, AS Roma might be the club that he'd wanna help them to reach the top four at least the next season. Even AS Roma, have signed Tammy Abraham with an objective in mind. They've not just bluntly signed this guy. So I hope he fills up all those objectives, help them reach top four, help them get a couple of trophies if he can. Especially Jose Mourinho, even he'd expect that from Tammy Abraham as well. Get goals, and most importantly, work on the areas that you need to improve. That's the most important thing, because the areas that he needs to work upon and improve are the areas that makes him look not such a good player in the field. You know what I mean? To start for Chelsea Football Club, the areas that
aerial ability, the hold up, link up, movement, and all of that.
Exactly. And
I think he needs to bulk up a little bit as well. Just needs to put a bit of size.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. He needs to work on his physical attributes as well, so that it helps him. I mean, it'll help him. It's not about Premier League or a Serie A or a League One or whatever. It's about him being the best of coming the best out of any defender's 1v1 or a 1v2. He needs to get out of that, become a better player with his physical ability. So yeah, there's all Tammy Abraham can do from this transfer window is, learn from here, be a better player, and yes, hope we can sign him if he becomes one of the world better players, which he has the capability. In future, we'll definitely sign him.
100%. Alex, really good comment here. He deserved at least 5 to 10 minutes last match for a proper see you soon moment. Here's the thing. There's a bit of a twist to that. I kind of thought as well, but then I realized why this wasn't done. Live chat, you may know or you may not know. Ishan might know about this, but the reason being, Alex, is had he come on with the number 9 shirt on in the last match, then Lukaku doesn't get to wear the number 9 shirt. So I think that's why that was the reason why Lukaku wanted the number 9 shirt. The club promised him the number 9 shirt. And if Tammy went on, well, that's it, because it's been registered. So that's why Tammy couldn't get on the field with that shirt.
And maybe
and Tammy could not have worn anything else.
Yeah, maybe by that game, he was already preparing to leave, right? Maybe it was just his last moments. Yeah, he was with the bag. We saw that pic. He was with the bag, dragging around. Maybe he was just doing the formalities there, the paperwork, and maybe he had to leave. So there wasn't any chance for him to feature, maybe.
Exactly, absolutely, man. Roby here with a really good comment as well. Tammy target should be to win trophies with Roma. Otherwise, there'll be a dark cloud on top of him because he's highly rated in England. Yeah, that's what he should be doing. He should go out there, perform well, help Roma win trophies, help Jose Mourinho win trophies. And I think he'll have a better chance. I know he wanted to go to Arsenal, which was strange. I mean, look, he wanted to just hang about in England and not lose that lifestyle, but Arsenal's not winning anything. Arsenal's not even going to make top 4, not even going to make top 6. They're probably going to be struggling to be in the top 8, if anything. So, this is a good move for Roma. Roma are definitely going to be fighting for that top 4. They're a very good team under Jose Mourinho. I think anything less than top 4 is going to be a bit of a shambles. So, he could very well find himself in the Champions League very, very soon, Tammy Abraham. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next topic, which is Emerson Palmieri. Now, Ishan, I want to hear from you because this is now getting also interesting because Marcos Alonso has been putting some very, very fine performances lately. Yes, there's some little issues here and there, but Marcos Alonso, he's always going to have that. But overall, I've been quite happy with Marcos Alonso, I must admit. So he's done really well against Crystal Palace, scored that free kick. Defensively, there seems to be a nice structure for him now with Thomas Tuchel covering him with either Kova coming in or Rudiger coming in and really covering when he bombs up. Obviously, Ben Chilwell hasn't had any game time yet. We will see Ben Chilwell back. He is the number 1 left wing back for Chelsea Football Club. But Emerson showed, not just last season, coming off the bench, some really good performances as well. I think I remember Atletico Madrid, he came on in the Champions League, his first touch was a goal. And then a few other games where he played quite well as well. In the Euros, when Spinazzola was injured, he came in and he filled in really, really well, and ensured that Italy didn't get too, disadvantaged in that particular position. Now, you got Ben Chilwell, who's a startup. You got Alonso, who's doing well. But at the same time, Marcos Alonso is, sooner or later, he could have one of those devastating, absolute clanger of a match. And then you also have Emerson, who's now linked with Lyon, apparently. So Emerson Palmieri in talks with Lyon for a move this window, and Davide Zappacosta has received approaches from it. So Zappacosta needs to go. I don't think he's got any. There's already Reece James, Kounde conversation, Espilicueta, Calamatanadoy, all that. So Zappacosta, you need to leave straight away. But Ishan, who do you keep, Alonso or Emerson? And live chat as well. Who do you want to keep, Alonso or Emerson? And I will go back to your comments before about that back three, which is quite interesting. I just noticed very few of you guys have mentioned Chalobah. So you want to keep Chalobah, but then you don't want to start Chalobah, which is quite interesting. Anyway, we'll go back to that. But Ishan, what do you think about Emerson and Alonso?
Yeah, the only thing that comes to my mind is if you'd want, and if you see Chilwell as the permanent, or sort of the guy who'd start on the majority of the games for Chelsea in that left wing back position, it comes out to one fact that would out of Emerson and Marcos Alonso, who's the guy who'd be happy to be the rotational player? Is Marcos Alonso the one? I don't think so. Marcos Alonso has that mentality and has that humbleness in him to play as a rotational player and let Ben Chilwell get his game time. I don't think so. And even
do you think Emerson is happy to be rotational?
He has been exactly doing that right from the day he came here in Chelsea.
Yeah, but I don't think he's happy though, Ishan. I don't think he wants to be. I mean, he's just won the Euros with Italy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Emerson and Jorginho are the only two players in world football's history who's won the 3 Euro competition in same year. So he's got some price tag below his name. Now the thing is, he shouldn't be. As a player, he shouldn't be. And I'm happy if he leaves out, because it's been the sacrifice thing that we talk about. He's been one of those guys who gets sacrificed every time, be it in the left back position or the left wing back position. He's the one who's always humbled himself and sacrificed himself to play, being a rotational guy, a substitute guy, and let the others play on that position. So I think I'm happy for the fact that if Emerson leaves, but does that signify the fact that Marcos Alonso have agreed to be a rotational player? I'm not sure. And if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if Marcos Alonso would have wanted to leave as well, along with Emerson, because
Well, literally, we were giving away Marcos Alonso on a swap deal with everyone out there, like Dortmund, Marcos Alonso, Inter Milan, Marcos Alonso, Sevilla, Marcos Alonso, everyone, Marcos Alonso.
Yeah. I mean, except Haaland deal, we gave everybody Marcos Alonso for that swap deal, but that didn't happen. Even Marcos Alonso knows that, right? That Chelsea. Somewhere down the line, Chelsea Football Club might not have the intention to play him for as a long term, and are including him in a swap deal like anything. When that guy's getting butchered, but no offenses whatsoever. But he's played some good performances in the preseason as well, and he's been the guy who's stayed the preseason throughout with Thomas Tuchel, and that builds a chemistry between the manager and the player. But the thing here is, Miz, the factor that he talked about is, we can see Marcos Alonso just have a bundle in any of the games, and you'll foresee Marcos Alonso as the guy who should leave immediately, and that match is going to come. But the thing here is, I think so. I believe in the manager more than a player. I believe that a manager can build a player so fine that that player can become at his top level at any club, at any situation. And if Thomas Tuchel can do that, maybe we'd see Marcos Alonso feature in the starting lineup more than Ben Chilwell. That's a possibility, right? But the thing here is, maybe Thomas Tuchel has convinced Marcos Alonso or maybe vice versa. Marcus Alonso have convinced Thomas Tuchel that things can work out. Maybe everybody knows that there are so many options in every place possible in Chelsea Football Club that everybody cannot fit in one match in one. Together, right? So even Chilwell and Marcus Alonso knows that. So maybe they'll, we've got a lot of games, and we actually do need a left wing back position. And also, we are not looking for any alternatives in the transfer market. I've not heard of any proper link up with any other alternative who'd play in the left wing back position. So maybe I think so. Marcus Alonso or an Emerson Palmieri would have agreed. Chelsea would have wanted any of these to stay for being that backup player along with Ben Chilwell. But now knowing the fact that Emerson is leaving, I think so I'm happy for him, because Marcus Alonso has got his good gaming time along these years that he stayed in Chelsea, and Emerson has not got that much comparatively to Marcus Alonso. So Emerson definitely deserves to get the gaming time that he deserves. I want him to I want just him to get some game time, play some good games, and then develop as a player. So if he's the one who decides to leave, I think so I'm happy for him, just for the sake of one thing, that he'll be able to play naturally, have no pressure inside him that he might be getting substituted or something like that. Go out there, be in the first team. He's won 3 European gold medals in this 1 year span. So I think so that's a good shot for him to go out there and be in the starting lineup of any team. And if I think Emerson does well, I'll be very, very happy with him.
Yeah, man. Look, the live chat has been absolutely buzzing about this particular conversation. I can see a lot of people say that one thing Alonso does confirm for you is he brings in goals. Let's be honest, Ishan. If he gets a number of starts in a row, he's going to bag in some goals here and there. And apparently in the last 5 years, in the last 5 seasons, Marcos Alonso has been the top defender in Premier League to score, I think, 22 goals or something like that in the last 5 seasons. So that's incredible, the amount of goals that we're getting from Marcos Alonso. I can also see the live chat saying, you're guaranteed goals against Spurs from Marcos Alonso. He loves playing Spurs. And the free kick goals are now becoming very common from him as well. So you're going to get those long-range shots every now and then. You're going to get the free kick goals. You're going to get those, very, very like jammy goals inside the box when you need it. Yeah. The thing about Marcos Alonso is he's clutch, man. He's clutch. When you need him at times, he just comes out good for a goal. So his that added sort of that goal scoring ability is very, very important. Yes, defensively can be a suspect at times. Some of his challenges, his tackling could end up being yellow cards or red cards and whatnot. But I feel Thomas Tuchel's tactically working on him to see how we can cover his flaws with other players. So yeah, maybe it is right time for Emerson to leave. I mean, there's no way we can have Chilwell, Alonso, and Emerson, 3 players. And as I said, Chilwell is still the number 1 Chelsea left back when he's fit and ready to go. And Alonso would be a very, very good rotational player and someone who can keep Chilwell on his toes. And that means that someone like Emerson, unfortunately, I still think Emerson's a very good player, but I think he needs to leave. This is a very good comment from Brent Smith saying, if Alonso had Emerson's speed, he'd be world class. I mean, that's true. That's the only factor that downgrades Alonso is the fact that he doesn't have that blistering pace. I mean, Ishan, if Alonso just had that lightning pace, he then has everything else. So he would have become such a very, very good wingback, man. Which is what the issue is, man. The pace really, really lets him down. All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be very interesting. But before we do, 230 live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the likes up to well over 150. We're only 15 away from 100 likes. So let's get the 15 straight away up to 100. And then let's aim for 150, in the next few minutes. I know you guys have been enjoying it. You guys are hanging around. I can see the guys are still here. So get those likes up to well over 150. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. We are on the way now to 8,000 subscribers, which is going to be, another great milestone to achieve. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. And also, check out the pinned message. I have teamed up with Tenor app, where you basically, it's a free app to download, and you have the ability to predict on sports results. Whether it's number of goals, number of corners, number of yellow cards on many different matches all throughout, and it's absolutely free to play, and you can actually win some cash prizes. And to download that particular app, check it out in the link in description right there, readily available for you. As I said, I've teamed up with them, so do go out there and download that. That'll be very, very good. And yeah, let me know if you win anything as well in the live chat, that you've won something, which will be fantastic as well. And check out Ishan and his socials in the description. All right. The next one that I want to talk about is Ishan and the live chat as well. There's been a lot of prop on Romelu Lukaku in the last 24 hours. There's been Chelsea admin in social media has been wild. There's been a whole heap of interviews about Romelu Lukaku. I mean, Ishan, he looks so focused, man. The way he talks, the way he's reminiscing, how he's entering Stamford Bridge and going into the dressing room and seeing this is how it was 10 years ago. This is where he used to be X, Y, Z and whatnot. And he was sitting down and talking to the interviewer. He seems so mature, Ishan. He seems so mature, so grown up now. And I like that. I like that. He's so focused. He's ready to do well for this football club. He cannot wait to just jump into the field and start playing for Chelsea and banging the goals and make some sort of record with this Chelsea team. I don't know, break all-time goal scoring record for Chelsea or whatever and whatnot, if he can. Win some trophies as well. I'm absolutely blown away by this man, the way he's talking in the media, Ishan. The maturity is clearly seen. Even 10 years ago when he was a little kid, he was still talking, fantastically. Like, he dreams about playing in Stamford Bridge. He dreams about, being back at Stamford Bridge. But I love what I'm hearing now, man. I've got no doubt, Ishan, that he's going to absolutely kill it, man. You know what? Good luck to Arsenal. Good luck to Arsenal. If Romelu Lukaku starts, you are finished. You are absolutely finished, because I think he's so determined to bang in the goal straight away. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a hat-trick in the first week against Arsenal, but I don't think he's going to start. Maybe he's going to come off the bench. Ishan, how are you feeling? Some of the content that you've been seeing from Chelsea in the last 24 to 48 hours about Romelu Lukaku, how's it making you feel?
Nah, it's purely nostalgic, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy the fact that he's so determined for this club. His emotions speak for itself. I mean, the way he said, even he said that when he saw Trevor Chalobah's goal, he was emotional. He was so happy looking at that. He's a good friend of his brother Nathaniel Chalobah, and he talked, Lukaku apparently was speaking with Nathaniel Chalobah about his younger brother's goal, and then both of these guys were very, very emotional and very happy for him. I mean, just look at this, miss, the way he's connected to this club, the way he's determined and focused for this club.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And
also, Ishan, he also said in the interview that when Chelsea came knocking on the door again, he said that it was a chance of a lifetime. He could not refuse it. It was a chance of a lifetime to come back and fulfill his dream. I love it, man. I really love it.
No, that it was there in his back of his head that I need to return to this club and prove my point. Because everywhere else that he went to West Brom, he went to Everton, Man United, and Inter Milan. He scored everywhere that he went, and he scored some good numbers. But except Chelsea, he's not scored any goals for Chelsea Football Club, and maybe that stayed in his back of his mind that. Maybe I've played for 5-6 clubs and I've scored good amount of goals there, and I've proven myself there. I've bettered myself in those teams. But the club that I love and the club that I've supported since childhood, Chelsea Football Club, is the club that I want to prove myself and help them win things. This is the best opportunity that I can go back and do something for this club, prove my point, and show the world that I actually love this club and I want to prove in this club itself. yeah, the way he was looking at that Champions League for winning photo, and he was, I mean, man, he definitely would have been thinking, listen, this time I'll be there in that picture, and I'll bring this new photo there beside it. I mean, it was beautiful to see. That's what we were talking about in a I mean, earlier transfer shows as well, miss, isn't it? That, the determination that this player has when we're
Yeah,
comparing a Haaland Lukaku deal. Lukaku has that edge over Haaland when it comes to the determination to play for this club,
exactly.
and
And that link with that club, man, the link with the club. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and he's already been in this club, so it's not that he's a new guy. He needs to adjust himself with the lads. He knows a few lads as well, so it's kind of easy. I'm not sure how many number of languages he knows how to speak. I mean, he knows numerous languages that he can speak, and that can actually help him gel
Mm.
more quicker with the lads as well. So I think so. This is going to be
I
a
think
very good.
Belgians they speak French, don't they?
Yeah, there are. I mean, two, three languages, primary languages they speak. One is French. Another one, is it Portuguese, if I'm not wrong? But yeah, French is one of the primary languages they speak.
Mm.
But then,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
I
sure he
think
would
so.
have known how to speak Italian as well, being in Italy for the
Yeah,
last
he
two
knows.
years.
I mean, yeah, he knows Italy. He knows Spanish. He knows French. Maybe German as well. He knows. He knows. He's very talented, man. He actually knows. I'm not bluffing. He actually knows that. I mean, I had seen
And you
an
know what? He's so
interview
well
where.
spoken in English as well. Very well spoken
Yeah,
English.
yeah, very, very clean, isn't it? And because he spent time in West Brom and Everton, so that's quite expected. But the thing is, I mean, this guy brings a command in a squad, man. He brings that authority in the top front. That, listen, give me the
Mm.
ball. I'm gonna score. I'm not gonna step back. I'm not gonna hesitate. I'm gonna put the ball in back at the back, and then you can rely on me. And the very, very beautiful thing that he said in his interview as well, that he said that now the player that he is, he's that kind of a player who can play every role. He's more of an all-rounder, just like we talked about in our
Yeah,
previous
I
shows as
loved what
well.
he said. You're right, Ishan, because he said that
Yeah,
the 2 years he spent in Inter Milan, it made him completely well aware of tactical knowledge under
yeah,
Antonio Conte. And he said, I can play with two up front in that system.
yeah,
I can play with the one up top in that system.
yeah,
And he's happy to do either for Chelsea. I love the way he's gotten smarter.
yeah. He said that if the manager wants me to be the focal point, I can be that. If the one manager wants me to play the combination gameplay, link up play, I can do that as well. So I mean, just look at the way, if you're coming to an interview and speaking those stuffs, that means you actually are doing those stuffs, and you're actually confident in doing that thing. So I mean, yeah, that speaks of his confidence and the authority that he has, in the upfront, the command that he'll have. I'm happy that he's another leader in our team. That he'll be a good force to guide our team, even in the times when we would be maybe lagging one goal behind. He'll be the one who, with his efforts and with his body language, would be able to uplift the team's morale and do wonders for the team. I'm really excited. But the thing here is, Miss, I'm not sure if he'd start for the Arsenal game, and I'm really confused
Mm.
because I want this guy to be in my FPL, but I'm kind of confused if I keep him
Yeah.
now.
I
Should
think
I?
every Chelsea fan wants him to be in the FPL team and captain as well, triple captain.
Triple captain, yeah. But the thing is, I mean, I think so. He'll come second half, miss. If I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
he'll come second half.
Look, I think if we're being honest, by the way, I think he comes to training today, so there will be training today. The team had a day off yesterday, and
Yeah,
they will all be back today. And Romelu Lukaku is going to be in training, so he gets to meet his teammates, gets to train with them, and
yeah,
then obviously he can train for the whole week, and the game's on Sunday, so he's got a lot of time to build up that chemistry and whatnot. But I just still think that maybe it's a bit too early to start a game. He still
yeah,
needs to build that pattern of play, understand exactly what Thomas Tuchel wants,
yeah,
and maybe he gets that opportunity to come off the bench, depending on what the scoreline is. If it's still 0-0 at halftime, maybe we see him early. But if it's
yeah.
like 2-0 or 1-0 or something like that, maybe he may come into 60th minute, get like 30 minutes under his belt. And then I think
Miss,
we will see
miss,
him in
one
the game.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, one question, Miss. I mean, obviously you've seen more football than I, or maybe majority of the lifestyle have seen in your life. I mean, do you think you've seen this anywhere that you know a club, or maybe let's say Chelsea Football Club? Let's just focus upon Chelsea. That we've signed a new player, right? And the first match that we've played, we've started. I mean, we've just signed 1 week, roughly 1 week before the match day starts, and this
Hmm.
guy, the new guy, have just come up there, and then the first game that he's played, he started in the playing 11. Has it ever happened in Chelsea?
I'm not sure if it's happened at Chelsea, but I can't imagine why it may not happen. I could have understood it if it happened, for example, if let's say Lukaku was already playing at Inter Milan, like he's had a few games
Yeah,
there, his fitness level is up. But then again,
yeah,
look, he makes, like, the live chat is saying that a lot of people are thinking that he could start because he's been training with Inter Milan as well. But if you look at
yeah,
for the past week and a bit for that whole transfer saga, he
yeah,
wasn't really training with Inter Milan anymore. Obviously, then he went to Monaco. Then the whole transfer situation happened. So he hasn't really participated in any sort of proper team training for about a week and a bit.
yeah,
So, that's why I'm a bit skeptical that whether he starts or not. That's the thing.
yeah,
So, to answer your question, Ishan, it could have happened had he already had some, fitness prior to coming to Chelsea with Inter Milan, some games under his belt as well.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even think Lukaku has played a full game yet in the preseason. Live chat, let me know. Let me know if Lukaku has played any full games for Inter Milan before joining with Chelsea, because obviously he played in the Euros. Then he had the holiday, which we all saw. He was in the beach. He was loving it.
Yeah,
Some brilliant pictures. And then he came to Inter Milan. Then he started training. But I
yeah,
don't think he played any matches for Inter Milan. I'm pretty
yeah,
certain he didn't play for any. I could be wrong, but let me know live chat what he has done. So that's the other factor, Ishan. He's not really
yeah.
played full games. How can you just all of a sudden then throw him in a starting lineup and expect him to just
Exactly, exactly,
start playing? I rather
yeah,
I would think the logical point would be is to come off the bench and get some minutes under the belt, and then keep training, and then the next game week you possibly get to start. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Even players like Mason Mount, when they played against Villarreal, they came off the bench. They came off the
yeah,
bench. Mason Mount,
yeah. True.
Jorginho, all of those guys, they came off the bench. But look, I wouldn't be look. I'm not going to be surprised if Lukaku starts. Like, Arsenal are absolutely in the mud, and someone like Lukaku will just absolutely, they will shit their pants. They will literally
Yeah,
shit their pants. They will be so scared to see someone like Lukaku. But yeah, I just want to go through some quotes here. Obviously, Ishan was saying about this one where Lukaku was talking about Trevor Chalobah's goal. He was saying, I was speaking with Nate, which is Nathaniel Chalobah, after his brother scored. I got so emotional, man. It got to me because Nate really embraced me when I came in 2011. He really took time to show me around London when his brother scored. It was too much. Like, that's beautiful, man. Like, we as a Chelsea fan base, and I'm pretty sure the live chat, you guys were also feeling very emotional when Chalobah smashed that goal in from so far, that long range screamer. I tweeted out that I was getting very close to tears because I love this guy's effort of doing so well in the preseason and then getting that opportunity against Villarreal, winning the Super Cup, man of the match performances, and another man of the match performance against Palace. I was just so excited about this player, that this is how you impress a manager. This is how you make yourself, a permanent fixture in the starting 11. This is how you earn your spot. So I was getting very, very emotional about that. And I can understand Lukaku doing that as well. And it's so good to see that Lukaku feels that way. Here's Marcus Alonso talking a little bit about Lukaku as well. I'm looking forward to playing with him. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Alonso looking forward to start and playing with Lukaku. He's already announced himself that he is the starting left wing back for Chelsea. I love Alonso's. I love his, confidence. I'm looking forward to playing with Lukaku. He's going to be a great help for us. He's a great player. It's good to have him back at Chelsea, and I'm looking forward to start training with him. Then he keeps on saying, we all feel it, having fans back. It's a massive difference. We were all looking forward to it, and it's great to have the fans back. I was very happy for that goal. I'm very happy to start the season like that. I'm looking forward to the next one. He goes on to say, we need to leave our Champions League victory for now and focus on the new season. There are a lot of things to play for. We need to go again like the end of last season, 100%, and step by step we will get there. This is what Marcus Alonso was saying. There's a few more things about Romelu Lukaku that I want to just bring up, which was also, ladies and gentlemen, Michy Batshuayi is going to be very, very soon official, but he has landed in Turkey. He's joined Besiktas. So Michy Batshuayi is apparently he's gone on a loan. So the situation is, I think he's done a contract extension and then he's gone on a loan. And I think there's an obligation to buy from Besiktas. So this will eventually become a full transfer. This is another news about Kurt Zouma. West Ham still not given up on Kurt Zouma. Chelsea are asking for about 25 million and his wage demands are high. So do look out for that. Maybe Zouma to West Ham is still could be happening. I think this is the talk that Ishan was saying. The conversation was really clear from him, Tuchel, that he wants me to be present and a leader in the team. I have to just use all my abilities to make sure I can help the team as much as possible. He goes on to say, my role will depend on what the game plan is and what the boss wants. If he wants me to be a focal point or if he wants me to attack the space in behind, I can do it. The 2 years in Italy helped me master all the facets of the game for a striker, and now I'm ready, man. That is powerful. Ishan, that is powerful, bro. He's just laid it out there perfectly. I like the system that we play, and I'm very flexible. I can play as two or by myself, and I'm used to the system because it's what we play with Belgium national team. So I don't need much time to adapt. There you go, man. There you go. Lukaku doesn't need much time to adapt. Maybe he could start. Who knows? But yeah, Ishan, this is what you were talking about, man. What do you think about this bit of conversation? To be a presence and a leader in the team. That's very important. We needed that leader up front, right, Ishan?
No, 100%. This was the missing element that I was talking about in attacking front. Yes, Mason Mount is developing as a leader slowly and steadily, but he's a commander in the attacking front. And if you're sloppy with your passes and crosses, there's Big Rom there to slang you off. And the next time that you try to build a attacking scenario, you better make it an effective way to attack. Yeah, I think so. Lukaku, his presence itself would be a good boost to our players, right? Because we've not had a proper traditional number 9 out there to make all the tap-ins. We all know the number of chances that we've created from both of the flanks and also from in the middle to capitalize on those chances. But Lukaku will be there. He'll be there. He's very good in tap-ins as well as headers. His aerial ability is very good. His finishing with both the feet are very, very good. It doesn't matter which side we attack, and I think so that's the biggest boost of Lukaku, that his weak foot is so powerful that it does not matter which side we attack. Lukaku is going to be there for the finish, for the final finish of the ball. So yeah, I think so. Even the the wing backs or the attacking players that we have would be more responsible with their attacking as they go forward, because they wouldn't want to miss any chance while going forward, thinking that there is Lukaku there to finish it, and if I can deliver it in a better way, it's going to be a goal. So I think so. Yeah, we wanted this kind of leader in our squad. Yes, Timo Werner, we signed him as a center forward, but the way he's shaped his game, he's more of a provider now. So maybe he'll play as one of the 10s occasionally. But then having Lukaku there, it adds a responsibility on the other players as well to have a better creation, have a precise creation, and have that man get the balls delivered, and so that he can tuck in all the goals that he likes. I'm really excited to see what happens to this team and Lukaku, how many goals does he get. Not just that, if we lag behind a few goals, Lukaku will be there to just boost the whole team up, and maybe we can the comeback would be stronger. We've seen so many times that once we go back, we go down 1-0 or 2-0, it becomes so difficult to get back up. But Lukaku would help to do that, boost the morale of the team, and get the whole team up and running very quickly, and he'll be there to guide them, and he'll be like, listen, I'm the guy to score goals, give me the goals and I'll assure you goals. You just have a better gameplay there. So he'll be immense in terms of morale boosting as well.
100%, man. 100. I can't wait, man. I seriously cannot wait to see
Yeah.
Romelu Lukaku get up and running for us, bang in those goals, absolutely obliterate our oppositions. I simply cannot wait. Starting from Arsenal, we do need to win that. There is no doubt about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just ended the poll as well. 54% of you guys have said that if you were to be able to choose one out of Chalobah, Kounde, and Zouma to stay, 54% of you guys would keep Chalobah. But the crazy part is, a lot of the live chat, when I asked them who would be in your starting lineup in the back three and the right wing back, barely any of you guys have mentioned Chalobah. So this is quite strange. You've opted for Chalobah in the poll. But when I asked you to give me your starting lineup, you've gone with Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Kounde, and Reece James as your wingback, which is what predominantly of you guys have done. So that's the thing. I think we can sit here and talk about many things, but when you really logically think about it, doing the starting lineup at the back three is very, very difficult with the caliber of players that we have. And yeah, depth is very important, but at the same time, too much depth could be a bit of an issue at times as well, especially at the back where you probably don't need to change too much at the back. You generally want to switch things around up front, maybe in midfield, but at the back, you probably want to keep it as stable as possible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the close of this particular stream. It's been a fantastic, fantastic stream. You guys have been absolute legends in the live chat. Still, all the originals that have started from the beginning of the stream, they're still here. Still over 208 people live. Please smash the like button. Number one, smash the like button. Get the likes up to well over 150. We're about 39 likes away, so it'd be a great way to finish the stream if we could get to 150 likes. That's number one. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. We are now racing towards 8,000 subscribers, so let's get there together. You guys have been immense to get the channel to 7,000. So now let's work towards 8,000. So please subscribe. Thirdly, check out the pin message, which is I've teamed up with Tenor app. Basically, Tenor app is a free app to download, free to play as well. No gambling associated at all. All you do is just basically download that, and the link is in the description right now. And you can be in the mix to win cash prizes. Free to play, and you can be in the mix to win cash prizes on many, many different games out there. So there's Championship football, Premier League football, Bundesliga, La Liga, the lot. Basically, all you do is select a particular game. There's a whole set of questions, how many number of goals, number of corners, yellow cards, when will be the first goal, so on and so forth. If you get those answers right, you can be in the mix to win some cash for free. So it just spices up the whole experience of watching the game, and you can win some cash. So check out that link to downloads in the description right now, and check out Ishan's socials as well in the description right now, and follow him as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another tremendous stream. As I've said, a lot of people are saying great show. We've got Akka saying great show. We've got the Beautiful Game saying big up Miz and Ishan. Thank you so much, my man. Brent Smith saying top stream as always. Thank you so much. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, take care. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I will have another video, but it's not a live stream, but it's scheduled to be dropped in around 6 p.m. UK. Do look out for that. It's a video on Paul Pogba and Harry Kane. So do look out for that. 6 p.m. UK will be dropped. And go out there and comment on what we talked about, which is what we talked about yesterday in Down Under Football Crew. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, take care and see you later.